with this, may I request then, Andre, you come on with the tools? Unless
Yes, can you
put the last slide, Max? So you better put it on for visibility. You know, it's
the
a
last one.
Yeah, just although
your last slide.
The slide is on. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry.
If you have an
EU, our funders are the EU, and they are managed by the IFAD, the International Fund for Agricultural Development. But also, most importantly, is our hosting for the Secretariat, the government of the Republic of Uganda, and the biggest, of course, mother is GIFRAS. Other partners always are there, including the consortium members for the CADAP XP, FARA, SARECA, CADESA, CORAF. But for this update, we thought that since there are a number of projects that we are projecting, we restrict ourselves to these few partners. Again, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Can I just say something before Andre comes in on these projects?
Yeah.
I think what you have mentioned is that the key thing is that this is a project which is consortium based. In other words, it is jointly implemented by the various organizations. That is the CADAP, the CADAP pillar, X pillar 4. And that is FARA, AFAAS at continental level, and then there's a SARECA, CADESA, and CORAF at regional levels. So as we move along, you will find that there are certain activities or output areas where there will be implementation probably done at a higher level. That is, maybe FARA will be leading it. So when you see the face of FARA, it doesn't mean that we are not in it. It means we have pooled our resources, but you will be informed accordingly. And that aspect of it is being implemented by FARA, for example. And then there will be other areas where AFAAS will be implementing, and then there are other areas, especially at regional level, where the regional institutions, SARECA, CORAF, and CADESA will be implementing. So as you move along, you'll find that it will be done that way. Now, additionally, which I'm sorry, maybe I'm taking a little longer, is that we have global partners as well. And you will find that some areas we might delegate it to global partners to implement. For example, we're already discussing, is it capacity assessment? I think, yes. I think we are talking, is it capacity assessment with the AgriNatura?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. For example, that area, we might be implementing it with AgriNatura, but with other partners within. It could be a SARECA, it could be CADESA, and so on and so forth. So those are the modalities of implementation. In other words, these projects are highly partnership based. So a lot of things will be done in partnerships. And as we move along, the main reason for that as you move along is that you have to be able to generate a lot more programs and projects which can be funded from other partnership programs other than this one. So it will also be cascaded at a national level. In other words, as you start implementing it at national level, already I think there are some areas where we are talking about IFAD projects, and we'll move into EU projects and other projects and so on. In other words, at national level, if we can bring in national collaboration, partnership collaboration, and so on and so forth, and resource mobilization and implementation in collaboration with other partners, it would be a great achievement. So that we bring in more sustainability into AFAAS and its stakeholder programs at a national level and regional level. So I think that's one thing which I need to emphasize. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Selim. So now I'm just going to present very quickly how we work and eventually what will be the activities that we envisage in the ICT KM unit. So we'll have to change some habits. A lot of things are going to change with this, the new corona, social habits and culture, communication means that we will use, the meetings and interactions and coordination way of doing it will be totally different. Learning and training processes will also use a lot of new technologies. and even extension practices. We've always talked about digitization and so on, but we haven't done too much in that area. We'll also see that there will be some shifts in in-house works and field work, because we know that field work is safer than working in-house actually. Now, Dr. Selim and Max has already introduced the strategy, AFAAS strategy for the next years. And we have an operational plan until 2022. And this, what we are proposing now is our activities based on that operational plan. One area, the first area, I will go very quickly. There are some highlights there. For instance, networking and knowledge management. That is what we are going to insist for area 1. So the objective here is knowledge facilitation and management, knowledge delivery. Those things are very important, and information exchange. So to do this, to concretize this objective, we'll go digital. That's the first thing, to boost efficiency, effectiveness, and the networking in the AFAAS network. We will try in the next semester to master knowledge management so that the information is really exchanged, information is available, and so on. And we improve global communication and visibility of AFAAS, of regional forum, I mean AFAAS regional forum here, and country forums through web activities. This is the first set of activities based on action area 1. Now, we have also the action area 2 in the operational plan, which is about scaling up. We've been too small. We are working with too few people, too few country forums. We need greater impact. So for that, we will empower the AES networks. We'll facilitate direct access to technology. This is what we are starting to do now. We will deliver solutions to achieve impact. So yeah, the activities at the bottom there: produce and share knowledge, technologies, and innovation in different formats. When I say different formats, it's more oriented in the multimedia formats now. Organize trainings. To be able to do that, we need to organize trainings to strengthen the capacities in producing, in delivering, and in making concrete impact at grassroots. As was mentioned by Max before, we have also the last mile program, and we are really implementing that now. Now, the third area is about enabling AES actors to enhance their competencies and professionalism. Many country forums has already started, but many also are lagging behind. So we will start doing a lot of things in leadership and institutional development. Samsung is there for that. We'll also talk about foresight in the CADEC XP program this year. Opportunities and resource mobilization, initiatives and learning. So again, for that, we'll go digital to boost the capacities, efficiency, and effectiveness. We organize multidisciplinary e-learnings to strengthen country forum capacity. And the topics that we will deal with are AES, CSA, as mentioned before, foresight, policy, resource mobilization, leadership, program, project and program planning, and M&E. Jerry is also there for the M&E. So in the 5 months, what we think that could be done, it's not 100% sure. It depends on many parameters. It depends on how this corona will evolve. It depends on the procedures and so on. But the idea here is to start really implementing what we've called the operational plan. From the strategy, we come to the operational plan, and then we start implementing concretely. So we'll try to capacitate country forums and regional forum to build, improve their website. That is one thing, because this is the stronger communication and visibility tool. with KM functionalities. If you've noticed, AFAAS website is improving slowly now, and we are still in the process of improving it. But we'll need also to improve country for us websites to feed in that FARA website, and also to network through the web. In the next 6 months, five or 6 months, we intend to produce at least 3 e-learning materials with 3 different topics, including the ICT and multimedia, institutional and organizational capacity development with Samsung, produce at least 5 knowledge packages for country fora using different formats like video, audio, written publications, and so on, to train, help regional forum and country forum in populating the monthly newsletter. As you may have seen yesterday, we've launched the first newsletter for AFAAS, and we want the country forum and the regional forum to show what they are doing exactly. If we want to sell AFAAS to any funder, we have to see that something is happening at the regional and country forum level. So we are waiting for inputs from you. Then also we are planning to have at least 5 positive testimonies from beneficiaries at country forum level. This is to populate also the website and so on. And we intend to plan to have a photo contest this year. So hopefully this first semester, we'll have a photo contest where we'll collect photos to illustrate what we do exactly when we talk about extension and advisory service from the field to the office. Now, how do we move? How do we do these things? So we plan to start this April. We should have started in March, but because of so many reasons, we haven't done anything until now. But hopefully by April, things will start. We'll start with trainings. It will be online training. Then in the training, we want to expand what we are doing. We need to share, to distribute, disseminate information. So that's why we need also to work a lot on networking. Then collecting information, because we want to feed our newsletter, we want to feed our website, and share information, share innovation, and so on. So we need also to collect information, and we need to build and produce. These are the 4 things I just want to stress here. This could happen in the next 5 or 6 months. If things are going worse in different parameters, maybe it will slow down, but it should be possible if we manage to use ICT tools as we are doing today. Now, what do we need to achieve that, to do all these things and to achieve what we've been talking about is talents. We need a lot of talents. And if it's not there, we need to cultivate people who are multitaskers, knows how to use ICT, social media, have good design, talents, problem solvers, not always asking questions and stopping things, but problem solvers, networkers, people who have capacity, mobilization capacities, human, social, organizational capacities, and who has systemic approach, because the world we are living in today is a bit complex. So many things happening. We need then to have a very systemic approach in everything we do. So thank you for your attention. And let me hand over to Samsung now.
Thank you.
Samsung, are you
okay.
there?
Yes, thank you very much, Andre. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me start. The brief highlight from what we started from the introduction from Edie. Thank you for your welcoming remarks. And also thank you, Max, for your highlights and update from AFAAS side in terms of strategic positions and in terms of update what we have done in 2019. And also thank you, Andre, for your presentation in terms of what is going to be our implementation strategy, especially using digital for the coming 5 to 6 months. So before I open, for the floor for discussion and reflection, let me invite Kate, because Kate's presentation is not going to take much of our time. So let me give the chance to Kate to highlight the issues of fiduciary and so on. Then after that, I will open the floor for discussion. Kate, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Kate. I don't know, I'm seeing the participants here, but I'm not seeing so many country forums, because our major discussion was mainly on the risk assessment form, which I sent to you. I sent a risk assessment form on 16th March, and the objective of that form was for the Secretariat to verify the potential of the country forum, its ability to comply with the guidelines of EU, and also be able to perform according to the terms of the grant guidelines. And another thing is to see exactly where we can help other secretariat. But as of now, I've just got only 4 country fora, that is Malawi, Kenya, Ethiopia, Uganda. Yeah, those are the only country forums who have submitted their forms. So I don't know how we are going to go with this discussion, because my major brief was going to be about that form. Did you get any problem when you are filling that form? I've seen one form like from, is it Ethiopia? In the column of the accounting officer. When we say accounting officer, it's not a finance person. It's supposed to be the accounting officer, the executive director or the secretary of the organization, not the finance and administration manager. So those are the things we wanted to discuss. So I need to be guided by Andre. Is it necessary to go on with the discussion when the participant, the group we are addressing now are not those ones we were expecting? I don't know.
Yeah,
No.
I think we don't need to go in detail with these things, but because you have already sent the forms, and we are just expecting that. But maybe what's very important is to insist that countries should be reactive and accountable. That's the very most important message that I think Kate should insist on, that, because AFAAS can't grow and can't continue its activity if we are not reactive and if you are not accountable also after.
Yeah, this is also to request those ones who have not yet sent the forms, please do it before the end of this week, so that we do the assessment during this period of lockdown, so that by the time the lockdown is over, we are just in full blast of the implementation. I think that is my message for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Kate. Thank you very much for your message. I think it is well noted. And I think Kate also, she has sent a reminder for those countries who have not submitted the risk assessment form. May I kindly, this is Samson, once again, from AFAAS Secretariat, working virtually from Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and mainly my responsibilities on capacity and institutional development, working very closely with regional and country forums. So this is now time for reflection and discussion. Before I open the floor for discussion and reflection, may I kindly request Emmanuel and Professor Arokoyo to put your video off so that we can have better connection. Okay, then after saying that, I think just if you have not done so far, I'm sure all of you, you have water with you. And as a prevention method, you have to take at least water at least every 30 minutes. So if you have not yet done, please kindly do so. Then I'm happy to see that so far we have 36 participants. When we started this meeting, it was 28. Now it reached 36, and we're very happy to hear that, to see that. Then looking at our time, we have planned this meeting for 1.5 hours. Still our time is showing that 10 past 12, which we have like 20 minutes for reflection and wrap up. So we have heard so far from, in terms of update from Max, where we are in terms of projects, what are the different targets, indicators, and also Andre has highlighted what are the implementation modalities, especially the coming 5 or 6 months and so on. So now,
Samsung, yes. There are hands raised. You have to check the screen sometime.
Yes,
Dr. Margaret, yeah.
Yes, I have not opened the discussion. That's why I said, okay, I'm going to open. The discussion. So just to give more chance for others, let's be as brief as possible in terms of some issues when we are raising, and also we are also expecting some feedback, some updates from countries as well, if possible in a brief way. And for your information, we'll be having a subsequent online discussion using webinar and D-group and so on. We'll go in detail later, but for now, we'll be more brief in terms of reflection and discussion. Now the floor is open for reflection and discussion. Okay, Dr. Margaret, let me give that chance for you. Okay.
Samson, before Dr. Margaret. Before Dr. Margaret, may I just say one thing? Samson, we would like to recognize the presence of the AFAAS board chair, and the vice chair and the board members in this platform. So when we are discussing, we're also guided by the board members, including, of course, Professor Margaret Mangenyi, who is a board member. So welcome, board members, and over to you, Dr. Margaret.
Okay, thank you very much, Max, for that reminder. Professor Mangenyi.
Yes, first of all, to thank the Secretariat. This is a really very welcome undertaking that
Hello?
That you,
we can't hear you. Okay.
When you presented are you hearing now?
Yeah, I can hear now.
Yes.
Okay, you
Go ahead now,
us,
yes, better.
You shared with us the lineup of the projects that are being implemented, and I like the statement that there'll be synergies across projects. My request is that we are explicit in terms of how these synergies are going to be operationalized. So I would request that next time when you share, you make those very explicit so that we can see how the various projects are feeding into each other to achieve the desired outcomes. The other one was on the emphasis on putting our products out, because I agree that that is really what will market AFAAS, the value we are adding to the ecosystem in extension and advisory services. And I like the presentation, Andre, that we have some targets set, at least 5 to be out in the next 5 months. That is very good. I would propose that as Secretariat, we guide in terms of the range of quality products that are out there, so that when we aim for these 5, while we can get views from the country forum, but we also have a list of those low-hanging fruits that are ready really to go out. The third one was about quality assurance mechanisms in place to ensure that the products we send out are of the quality that is going to market the network. So sharing again on what quality assurance systems are in place for this. Otherwise, very delighted with the way things are proceeding.
Thank you very much, Professor Mangani, for your constructive comment. It's well taken. Okay. Anyone would like to make comment or reflection?
Well,
Yes.
can I can, oh, okay, Max.
Okay, sorry. My name is Abubakar. Please, will you like to share the slide so that we can also go through after the meeting?
Okay,
Yes.
we are going to share. Yes, we are going to share the slide. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Slim.
No, I was just again thanking Professor Margaret Mageni. I think those are very important suggestions. Just to inform her that actually, as we implement this program about partnerships, we have agreed that areas where there's going to be partnership areas, and especially well, let's say areas which is going to be at a higher level, or at regional level, or even at a national level, there's going to be some kind of letter of agreement through those letters of agreement. And although some partnership areas have already been prescribed, there are others which are consent-based. You know, you just, it is just about, okay, I want to partner with so and this area and so on. So it is those areas. And there are areas which are still silent. So we'll keep on developing guidelines on how this thing is going to be worked on, while we know that in some areas it's already prescribed within the project, and even on who should be in the consortium and how it will work out.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Slim. So anyone would like to make comments? So when we make any comment or reflection, would you kindly introduce yourself, at least your name and your country?
Okay, sorry, I'm newly here. My name is Abubakar from NARLS, ABU Zaria, Nigeria. Kate was talking on spoke on forms, and unfortunately, since I'm new, I don't have access to the form. I don't know whether she can share the form to my mail so that I can fill and turn it back to her.
Okay, thank you, Abubakar. We have received, that form from Nigeria. She has already confirmed that. You can also discuss with Professor Okoyo. We have received from Nigeria. It's okay, from Nigeria. So anyone who would like to make any comments or reflection or to share your country's experience?
Samsung, maybe it's just important to clarify that each country has a forum, and new people like Abubakar, you should just link with the right persons, the country forum focal persons or facilitators, so that you know what's going on there and what activities are planned in future. So for Nigeria, for instance, Prof. Oroko is here. He's Tunji Oroko there. You can send him a message, a private message with this tool, or you can just manage to find him later.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Max, I've seen a message from
the chair.
Dr. Patrice.
Yes.
Yes, I've seen that message. So would you kindly, because some people have joined late, would you kindly summarize what you presented in 1 or 2 minutes, just the highlights for the sake of others who joined late? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Samson, and thank you, Chair, for joining the meeting and also the continued guidance to the Secretariat. We're happy. So first of all, the purpose of this meeting, board members and stakeholders, as we already highlighted, was to just highlight on where we as AFAAS and AFAAS network, but also how we vision to work in this period of the COVID-19 pandemic, but also going forward. So I highlighted the projects, and I say the most important projects for now that we have at AFAAS. Samson, let me share again the slide just to be quicker. That one.
Okay.
It's much more easier to share. So Chair and others, I started by highlighting the major projects that we have, but also some emerging ones and some few things that we've done. But in essence, we have basically 3 projects which are now running and others emerging. We have CADAP XP4, which I said it is a consortium project funded by EU under Horizon 2020, I think, or earlier, and managed by AFAAS. And for this is a 30 million project, but for AFAAS, the funds come to about 5 million euros for 4 years. And I also highlighted the countries, and I say that we shall be communicating to the countries soon, formally, and actually by this week, because we have been already interacting with them. That's why Kate sent the form to those target countries, country fora. So the CADAP XP has 4 main components, actually 5. Strengthening the AFAAS capacity or the regional capacities. Then there is a component on partnerships, which actually ED has just mentioned about how we shall be able to partner with the European partners, but also within Africa and also at the country level. So this is more of building collaborations and working together, synergies and delivering issues together, especially in terms of climate relevant agriculture. So climate relevance is the most defining thing that we shall all have. Then the other component is on policy. As I highlighted, AFAAS is supposed to contribute very strongly in terms of policy. This calls for us to do studies, also cases, documentation, and providing that thought leadership. The other component is on knowledge management. And knowledge management, we're already having an edge in this because we have a number of tools that we are now sharpening up with the leadership also from Andrea and his team. We are moving pretty well in this. The other part is on planning, coordination, monitoring, evaluation, reporting, which I said again, it's jointly done with all other consortium members, but AFAAS has its own role. So here we shall focus on proper management, proper planning, and monitoring evaluation, which has been also one of our key challenges. So the teams are building up, and I'm happy to report that within the context of CADAP XP, we've formed the kind of specialized units, like all the M&E teams of all these institutions are now working together. The knowledge management teams are also working together. The capacity guys are also going to form their consortium. So each group will be working together in a thematic mode. The other project that I want to highlight briefly is the LMP, Last Mile project, which is implemented under the leadership of GIFRAS with the other regional fora. So here we are in Malawi, Kenya, and Cameroon. And it's not a lot of money, but as I already said, and also as highlighted by Prof. Margaret Mangenyi, there are going to be a lot of synergies between these projects. So although LMP has less money, some of the issues that we wanted to implement within the LMP are already incorporated in the CADAP XP. So those are already synergies that we are talking about. So as we are not going to be implementing projects in a distinct way, but trying to put them together. The other support that we have a 1-year project now, but it's a long term, is a support to farmer field schools, but this is more of the East Africa level.
Can you summarize, Max?
Yes, so field schools is supported by FAO, and we have already received this funding for 1 year. So again, the other ones, post-harvest management has ended, is completed. ACRE under World Meteorological Organization is ended. Gender studies has also ended. But the last one that I again said, these are the words I said, Sahel is the incoming project, which has got a lot of input from the chair himself, and we hope to get this project running soon. Summary done. If there are any questions, I'll respond later again.
Samsung, there are some questions in the conversation bar. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I've seen a question from Malala. We have taken note that how are we going to address the issue of using all these projects? We shall respond for those questions later. We have taken note of your question, Malala from Madagascar. Okay, so still we are collecting some questions and reflections. Then I will give chance later to respond for those questions for those people who presented. Now still it's open, is it? And also again, just to add on what Max has highlighted, Andre also has presented what are the implementation modality in terms of, especially in the areas of knowledge management and networking, especially going for digital for the coming 5 to 6 months. And he has also highlighted what are the milestones still we are planning to do with the regional forums in the countries in the areas of knowledge management areas. Okay, so with that, let me still open, maybe give more chance for people to reflect instead of only us, from AFAAS side, more, let's hear from participants. I'm seeing so far 38 participants. We have taken note of Malala's question.
BBC is raising hand.
Go ahead, please. Just introduce yourself and go ahead.
Adebisi.
Adebisi. Are you there?
Samson? Hello?
Hello? Yes. Yes, Max.
Maybe I will request as a co-moderator
Hello?
that we allow the chairman to say 1 or 2 words first, then we move also. In case there's something.
Can I say something first before the chairman comes in? There's something which probably we have been having some discussion, especially at board level, just for the benefit of the chairman, but also I would want Andre probably to give a little more highlight on that. I think Chairman and Andre, you remember we discussed about a lot of documents which we have and which could be interesting for stakeholders at various levels, maybe board members, other stakeholders at country fora, partners, and so on and so forth. And I think he highlighted it in some of his discussions or communication. And we have been discussing with Andrew on how we can have a dashboard specifically for that, others for external use, others for internal use, others which you'll need the passwords and so on, which are confidential and so on. So I think Andrew can just quickly go into that very fast because we had a small discussion with him so that at least he can highlight it before the chairman comes in.
Yes, okay. Yeah, we had that discussion on document management system. So theoretically, in each organization, we should have information capital in a document management system. One part might be internal for just secretariat and board sometimes, and one part will be public. So the proposition is to have an intranet for AFAAS, where only the board members and the secretariat will have access. This will be for some, I don't know, the board and the secretariat will have to decide which document goes there. And that will have an online as well as a backup system, as Kate already insisted also at secretariat. We must have a backup system in the secretariat. This is a procedure from the IFAD, by the way. It's not that we want to spend money on that. That is for internal documents, intranet. Now for the public documents, like how to start a country forum, any publications that should be public. As you can see on the new website, we've already started creating a document management system. And that one we need to feed with document coming from country forum, from regional forum, and from the experts that are hired by the Secretariat to produce some publications and some documentations, case studies, and so on. I think it's,
okay, thank you.
I
Thank
hope
you
it's
very
enough.
much.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's the main thing I think I wanted to share.
Okay. I mean, if you don't mind, I mean, AFAAS board chair, maybe I wanted to give you a chance, I mean, also to reflect on what people are raising in terms of later. And if you have anything to say, maybe briefly, I'll give you a chance now, and later I will give you, I mean, more chance also to reflect on others' reflection as well. You have something to say briefly for now?
Yeah, good morning to all. Good morning, Samson. I think let's just leave the meeting continue. Then after, towards the end, I can share my thoughts on maybe some reflections.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. That was also my plan. Okay. So still, the flag to confirm, I mean, Malawi and Nigeria, you have already submitted. Kate has confirmed that I'm seeing some message from Malawi and Nigeria. Yours is already submitted. I mean, we have received that. Okay. Anyone would like to make any comments or suggestion? Andrew, you will help me. I mean, who's raising hand by seeing the screen?
Yeah,
I'm seeing half of the screen now. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyone would like to make any comments, suggestion, or reflection? Otherwise, let me bring the issue raised by Malala from Madagascar. He raised that how are we going to address the issue of youth in all our projects? And also he has raised that, how are we going to strengthen the regional forums? Because he's a newly elected Surface board member. Maybe can I give chance for Max to reflect, to respond for Malala's question, how are we going to address the issue of use in all our projects? Uses, I know it's a cross-cutting issue. May I give you a chance, Max?
What is the question? Again, sorry.
Reflect. So how are we going to address the issue of use in all our projects?
Oh, okay.
Let me just take something quickly about that, because I remember after Abidjan, I had a discussion with the ED and I think with the board chairperson that normally we should have a young representative in AFAAS, even in AFAAS board. So I still don't know yet now how we are addressing that. And I think we should continue working on that and implementing things with young people also, of course.
Yeah, Andre, Samson, sorry to jump in here. I think this issue was sorted when we discussed this in the GA or maybe in the board before it be suspended. It was agreed that the representative of West and Central Africa who will be coming should be a young representative of youth. So in the identifying the candidate for that position, we managed to select a youth. So for me, the issue is sorted. The person just needs to be
there. Yeah, can I come in there very quickly? I think before we put the youth there, you know, we have to, the board has to quickly amend the constitution and the governance manual to incorporate it, because unfortunately they had put only a woman representative, you know, and it didn't appropriately put in a youth. So I think, Chair, I think very quickly, I think let's see how fast we can amend the constitution so that we can be in sync with our constitution and governance manual. If you look, just reflect on that section, you can put youth, women, and youth. There's that small section on yeah.
Yeah, but so far, Edie, I totally agree that to be consistent with our constitution, we need to make sure that what we are doing is really in accordance with what is written in the document. But so far, there's also no limitation about the age of the board members. So I think if we, in the meantime, while working for the modification of the constitution, if you manage to have one person who is part of the youth group now, even if you don't flag it as a youth, I think that can help to solve the issue while waiting for the process to change the constitution. Anyway, we can still reflect on that maybe in another venue.
In the last board, we did the same thing. So I think it would be perfect though.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, okay. I think we have taken note of that.
Can we follow on that, me and you specifically? We can communicate and see how we can sort this, but other things as well.
Okay.
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 Thank you.
So
you see, thank you very much.
I think that is at the strategic level.
Yes.
Which is very good, and I think the board can follow up with that with the secretariat, and it's not a difficult thing to put. And also we have the opportunity of the governance consultant, which looking at that, and the person would be helped. We could also review some few documents that we have for coherence, so that we don't have the governance query. When some auditors come, they will really give us a lot of stress. So we need to amend few. That's easier to handle. That is easy. But at the lower, a bit strategic, but the operational level, so implementation, the project is designed in a way that is very clear that the engagement of the youth and women must be done. So my advice to the country fora is that whatever activities you do, the youth, the women must be involved strongly in whatever we're doing. That is just a statement from me, and that is also clear in the design of all the projects that we have. And also, since we have a drafty strategy for youth and for gender and youth, so we shall be finalizing that strategy, and each country should ensure that in their strategic operations and operations as well, the youth and women are very integral.
Okay. Enrique,
thank you very much, Max. Yes, I've seen your message. Please, especially those people who are from the Francophone countries, feel free to share your ideas, comment, and suggestion in French. Then we shall ask Andre in translation.
Okay,
please,
Samson, I have a comment on youth, please. A short input on youth.
Yes, please. Okay.
Okay, sorry, maybe what I'm going to say maybe it's an information for some of you, but it's a very strategic orientation that has been taken recently by GFRAS, which is the Global Forum of Rural Advisory Services. It has been decided that GFRAS and the YPAD are going to merge or somehow working more closely. They are going to have to share the same host and also have the same operational plan. So this linkage between GFRAS and YPAD at the global level is also meant to be reflected at the continental and country level. So in the upcoming months and years, we are supposed to have more closer relationship between different RAS platforms or network like Country Fora, Regional Network, or Continental Network, and the YPAD. I think there will be a message from GFRAS on that. Thank you.
Oh, that's
okay.
good.
Thank you very much for that updates. That's good information. I think the issue of youth representation in AFAAS network, in governance and in the board is coming. I think this is going to be a kind of a follow-up discussion point, which we can continue in the future. I think for now, let's focus on some highlights and updates also from countries. How are we going to, how are we progressing so far and so on? Any issues which you'd like to reflect on the presentation in terms of modality and so on, your suggestion is also welcome.
I think there are some country forum here. Eh? We can ask country representative like from yeah, we have Nigeria, we have Madagascar, we have Cameroon, we have South Africa. Maybe we can
Uganda,
ask them.
I'm seeing
Well,
Uganda, Cameroon. Okay. Anyone, from our countries would like to make any comment or suggestion? Yeah, I think people are asking, when is going to in the meeting? If yes, is there anyone would like to make any comments?
I'm saying from Madagascar. I'd like just to, I sent my question on the chat, but just relative to the CADEP XP4, what are planned exactly so that we can prepare? Because firstly, we prepared for the, but now we are going to join the CADEP. So what are the differences? What are the differences? And when will it start? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Seno from Madagascar. Any other? Her question is, when are we going to start, implementation of CADEP XP4? Okay, that is a question from Madagascar.
Can I say something there?
Yes.
First and foremost, I think we have more or less started implementing it. But there are some, processes that we have to undergo. I think one of the things which Kate mentioned, that is sending resources and so on, needs certain things and so on. But at a continental level, at AFAAS level, secretariat and so on, we have started it. But the other second thing that we probably need to know is generally we should have launched it. But I think we agree that we are going to have a virtual launch. And this probably, I think, Andre, I don't know whether this is a virtual launch now. Probably it is not. So we'll have to organize a virtual launch. We should have had, a launch, and maybe we'll have to now organize a virtual launch. But connecting the country fora would be very critical, I think, during that time. So basically, we have started. So as soon as the assessment is finished by finance and so on, we roll it to the countries which have responded positively, and they have validated their documentation. I think that's it. Maybe Kate can say more and others can add a little more.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Slim. Yeah, mainly, as Dr. Slim said, we have already started, as also highlighted by Max, which started last year. And also still we are in the process of this, as Kate explained, some assessment. And as soon as we have finalized that one, we'll be having more detailed discussion with those that will come later. Okay, anyone would like to make, Kate, you want to make
Can
any
I say
comment?
something?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm requesting the country for us to fill that form because there is a process. After filling the form, we'll summarize all the whatever in the form, and we have to share it with the IFAD. At the moment, we shared our sub-grant agreement, the one we are using under MDTF, and it is still under review by the IFAD. They requested that they are going to put their input and send back. So at this point, let us be very fast so that as they are still reviewing the sub-grant agreement, again, we also send this assessment form because I'm supposed to send a report to them. They look at it and see that the country for us which are selected will be able to implement the project as per their guidelines. And I'm just going to share my phone since we are working online. It's better if we send something, again, you use also WhatsApp because the WhatsApp is very easy. I cannot be online all the time to be on the mail. But if you send something and you just alert me on my WhatsApp that Kate, I've sent something, maybe it can help me to connect on the internet and see what you have sent. That's what I wanted to share with you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kate. So I think this is not going to be, the last time. This is the beginning of our virtual meeting. So as we move on, we shall continue engaging using different social media, including the different WhatsApp group. Those of you are already in WhatsApp group, please be active and alert on the message that we are communicating on the social media. And also soon we are going to reactivate our D group. We'll be having a lot of discussion around the emerging issues, including the corona, and also what is going to be the implementation modality, how really this corona is affecting our agriculture, more specifically agricultural extension and so on. That will come more, in terms of interaction. I think if for now, if we don't have any issues, let me give a chance to the board, AFAAS board chair, Dr. Patrice, to reflect or give a kind of message. When I look at my time, it is 1:15. So, Dr. Patrice, is it Andre who's displaying that?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes, this will be the last. This will be the last. The last slide, the last questionnaire, and there is an evaluation also after this one.
Okay. Okay. No, okay, wait. Okay, before that, I'm just giving chance to Dr. Patrice. Yes, please.
Okay, thank you, Samson. Thank you to ED, the Secretariat, for organizing the meeting, and for all participants who managed to find time to join and contribute. I think it's a very good idea to start having this type of interaction, and also to harness further the potential of e-facilities. I think within the current context of COVID-19, we need to explore more this type of tools or approach to keep the work going. So I think this was very informative meeting. People were wondering what's going on at AFAAS at secretarial level. I think the presentations you gave show that AFAAS is still alive. There are a lot of initiatives coming with not only the CADEP Pillar 4, but other initiatives like the one with Farmer Field School, and also the SAIL program with RESCA and the FIBEL and other international partner, which is targeting Mali and Burkina and Senegal. So I have really appreciated the idea and the participation of all those who joined, though I was expecting to see more contribution from Francophone Africa, particularly as Jean de Dieu from Burkina was there, Nestor, all this guy, Benin was missing, but I think next time they should contribute more and share their idea. I think on the project, it will be good that the Secretariat share a bit the documents on this project a bit earlier, so that people can prepare better before contributing. I think this work is not only for the Secretariat, it's also for Country Fora, it's for the Regional Network. So every of us need to bring its own contribution for the implementation and to make sure that everything is well done and properly. I think we have to do that because donors have trusted us and gave us opportunities to carry out actions at country fora, at country level, regional level, for sustainable agriculture. So we need to really make sure that we meet all the objectives or the impact that we're expecting from this initiative. I think speaking as a board member, board chairperson, I think the board is very committed to support not only the Secretariat, but the different constituencies in implementing these different activities. I also take this opportunity to congratulate the Secretariat for the e-newsletter, which is a mean to keep the different members and partners being informed. I think for the next issues, country fora and regional will be contribute further so that we know each other what is happening where, and also keep us informed of new initiatives, new approaches, and so that we can learn from each other. So I think I will end by suggesting us to agree on the date for, maybe not now, but that Andre or Samson should send a date for the next meeting as soon as possible with the agenda, and also maybe share working documents a bit earlier so that people can read, can go to it and prepare their participation. So with that, I all wish you a nice day, and stay safe, and yes, let's talk to each other next very soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Patrice, for your comment and suggestion, and also guidance. Yes, we have also taken note of that, and also we'll announce the next meeting as early as possible so that with the relevant document in advance. Okay, Andre, in terms of the next step, are you going to share the slide which you presented? Then I'll give chance to Dr. Slim to make a kind of final concluding remark. We have only 10 minutes. We need to end by 2 p.m. East African time. So maybe
Yes.
I'll hand over to you.
Yes,
Thank you very
thank
much.
you very much, Samsung. I've just shared a survey. We want to know if these meetings are effective and can help us in future. What are the problems? So please just select one answer. No, in this case, any number of answers that you want to check, so that we see here live together if this meeting was informative, if things are clear on the next steps that we will follow, and what about the ICT? Do you still have some technical problems? So please, just 30 seconds will be enough to click on these answers.
Until now,
I don't display.
Yeah, I'm just asking where can we get the questions?
Yeah, he's going to display that.
Is it on the screen now?
No. Display again. I told you to remove it. Okay, just share again your screen. Okay, now it's on. So everybody should click, any of the choices.
Thompson.
Yes.
When we complete, I have to highlight one thing for the chair as well. Eh?
Okay, I'll give you a chance for you and ED as a concluding remark. Okay. So, Andre.
Yeah, after 1 minute, we will end. We'll end this in 1 minute. That is 5 seconds.
Please, we encourage you all to answer.
Okay,
questions.
we got 21 answers, and let me just stop this now and share the results. So what we see is just that the meeting was informative. Apparently, only 2 people out of the 24 had problems in the ICT, which is a good thing.
That's encouraging.
Do you see that? You see that
yes.
Screen, eh?
Yes.
Now
that's good.
Yeah. Now there's another one. This one will be.
Can we comment on that one? Can we comment on that one?
Yes.
Because I think, for example, when you see the second question, the percent 38, maybe we have to, in our next meeting, I think we have to focus a little more on that. Yeah, I have a clear ideas on who will do in the next few months, so we can focus a little more on that. The meeting is over now. In the next few months, what is that kind of thing, but probably. It might have to be stakeholder focused, because there are stakeholders on the outside, and then there are stakeholders who are going to participate in the programs and so on and so forth. So we have to segregate it along those lines probably.
Yes. Then the second Second one is about the corona. Do you see the screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, please.
Please display it again.
You don't see it?
It's already displayed.
It's there.
Now
How
it's
do...
okay.
Yes, just please select answers. Are we ready? Not ready? Sure? Not sure? And then the second question is about how can we sensitize? So in the next days, we will have some discussions on the D groups. I don't know if it's worth to do it also on other channels, but the D groups at all, which is asynchronous, it won't disturb people too much. So we will share some results from the survey we did. Actually, we had like 70 people who responded from French and English-speaking countries. And what we noticed is that many people are not really aware about what the attitude, the habits, the culture that has to change vis-a-vis of Corona. So this is why we are just confirming this with this questionnaire. Now I'm sharing the screen, the results. Okay, so apparently social media campaign is very important. Disseminating video material is second, and e-learning material and infographics will be the other tools. Yeah, this is just a confirmation that about what we know already, that we are really not ready to face this coronavirus in Africa, and especially maybe also in the AES sector. So this justifies the campaign that we're going to start soon. I'm done.
Okay, thank you very much, Andre, for this very informative and very innovative online evaluation and feedback mechanism. I think that feedback, it really gives us good inputs to prepare our next meeting, and also what are the measures that we need to take in terms of preventing coronavirus, especially to reduce the effect of coronavirus on agriculture in general and agriculture extension in particular. Okay, with that reflect, then I'll give to Edie to do the concluding remark. Max.
Hello, bonjour.
Hey, Jim. Bonjour.
Yes,
oui.
Bonjour.
Samsung, comment ça va? How are you?
Ça va, ça va bien.
Okay, sorry. I think you start to translate in French, but we didn't translate in French. Can you make a little summarize in French?
Okay. Maybe Andre.
Maybe we shall have to just send a report.
Okay, I will do a 1 minute summary. I will do a 1 minute summary, Jean de Dieu.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, and I think in future we'll try to find a way to do some translation also. So
yes,
during this meeting,
yes.
So during this meeting, Jean de Dieu and all French-speaking people, what we did is to
in English, in French,
in French.
Oh, sorry.
Oui,
Jean de Dieu, excuse-moi. Donc, pendant cette réunion d'aujourd'hui, on a fait une présentation sommaire de ce qui se passe actuellement dans le contexte d'AFAAS et de toutes les activités qui se passent. Donc, le directeur exécutif a présenté sommairement la situation et puis qu'on a un plan stratégique donc, dans lequel nous évoluons. Et Max a présenté les différents programmes qui sont en cours. J'ai ensuite, je suis entré dans l'aspect du plan opérationnel, puisque nous allons donc commencer vraiment l'implémentation sans aller trop dans les détails puisqu'il y a encore beaucoup de paramètres à affiner. Et ensuite, donc, Kate a aussi présenté les attentes et les contraintes par rapport à la nécessité de réactivité et de redevabilité des pays, des forums pays lorsqu'on commence les activités. Donc voilà ce qui s'est passé en général et il y a eu des échanges, des questions-réponses sur différents sujets de précision, sur les jeunes et sur tout ce qui, comment est-ce qu'on va commencer l'implémentation du programme.
Ok, très bien, merci beaucoup. Je pense que j'ai pigé un peu, mais bon, vous savez qu'il y a quand même pas mal de personnes.
Merci beaucoup, André, la translation to French. Okay. Thank you, André, for your translation.
Merci, André, pour la traduction pour les francophones.
For next meeting, we shall consider that to have both language. So I think, yes, okay. So I'm seeing some question on the chat drop box. We are going to share all, the two presentations as well as the recording. Andre will make available for that for all of us. Then with that, maybe Max, I'll give that for you to reflect or the last word.
Is there. Okay, just one thing. In my presentation, I have to apologize that I don't know how I skipped my slide, changed a bit or not updated. Very important project that we have is the Savino project, which is implemented in Burkina Faso, Cameroon, and Madagascar. And also, again, to highlight that we have Nesta on board, because that project is mainly, for our part, is focusing on knowledge management, communication, but mainly communication, visibility materials and that. So Nesta is one of the key persons now working with us on the Savino project. The other last one is that we would like to call upon the CFs. I think later on, we need the inside the meeting between the CFs and the Secretariat to agree on a few other things. So we shall be sending the email to that. The other part is, yes, I think from the Secretariat, we shall do a program on how we do these calls, because we plan also to talk about the COVID-19, but remember, we also have to achieve the project things. So while we talk about the emerging issues, we shall also be focusing about what we signed for in the project. So we shall be doing thematic things, but also emerging calls. So we shall just have to have a real program. The last one for the chair, actually we shared all the documents with the country forum some weeks ago, and each of them has all the design documents. And the only thing that we didn't share with the current people in the call, because we did not know who is coming actually. But Andre, we shall upload most of the key documents also in the website and also the dashboard that is being developed. Thank you and stay safe with God's
thank you
blessing.
very much, Max. Thank you very much, Max. Dr. Slim, last
I really don't have much to say. The chair has said a lot of things and everybody has said some things and so forth. But just to emphasize that this was an extremely useful meeting, both for learning on how we can handle this meeting, these kinds of meetings, but also on the way forward and the future meetings that is going to take place. This is not the only one. Certainly, this is the way to go. But again, to emphasize, let's roll it down a lot more to countries who are going to participate, but also the countries themselves to roll it down to field workers and so on. I think that's the thing that we aim to do, and Andre is there itching to go. The other thing is, I think, like Max says, we can have several types of meetings. A lot more focused meeting, which is focusing on implementing the programs and projects we have, and probably some more generic meetings like the youth participation, for example, COVID and you know, climate change and so on and so forth. Or maybe even body issues and so on. So I think those are the kind of things we shall be organizing as we move forward. And some of these suggestions probably can come from the board, but like Mark says, our major emphasis now is to move very fast in implementing the programs and projects which we have now and the strategic plan. So I think a lot more of those meetings will take place. And in these kinds of meeting, we thank Andrew really for your initiative, really. I think we have a fast-paced, knowledgeable person in this area. So, so Andrew, don't get tired of pushing us. Sometimes we get silent and so forth, and be aggressive as usual. But be cautious that they are slow movers, they are fast movers, and yeah. So you have to adjust the pace accordingly. Otherwise, we'll be leaving a lot of people. So, or there will be runners, and then there will be walkers and crawlers. So basically, again, let me thank all of you for having come to this platform, and just to know that we are happy that, you know, registering for the first time over 30 people is a big achievement, especially for this big number. So thank you. And maybe Andre, you want to say something? As
yes, Andre, so I'll hand over to you as a last word. I'm done from my part. Thank you very much for your participation. Andre.
I think the meeting is closed now, so we can socialize. Those who want to stay there and discuss or maybe continue some exchange, we can continue. But I'm stopping the recording now, and this recording will